Hello, everyone. Sharon Ann Klingler here. Welcome to our Facebook Live reading and lesson for today. You know, I wanted to tell you, many of you out there know who I am. I get your wonderful comments in the messaging, and I really appreciate those. I'm sorry I can't acknowledge them as we're doing this because we just get so many people watching. I always make it a point to tell Spirit and tell the cards that the reading that we do each week is for the people who are coming and watching and viewing each one, just as if you were to tune to an astrological reading in a magazine. The people that are gathered today and this week to watch this reading, this is for you, indeed for all of us, for me too. And I wanted to also tell you that for those of you who don't know me, besides being a tarot reader, I've been reading tarot since I was 14, which makes it about 600-700 years then. But I'm also a medium. And indeed, I love the tarot. I love astrology. I love numerology. I love gemstones. There's so many in past life, reincarnation, investigation, all of that. But nothing makes my heart sing as much as connecting to Spirit. And I want so much to have everybody in the whole world connect with Spirit. You don't have to be a medium to connect with Spirit. Everyone can connect with Spirit. Everyone can talk to Spirit, not just to Spirit, but with Spirit, communicate, have a dialogue, a reciprocal dialogue with Spirit, because of course everybody is Spirit. And we have on some of these Facebook live Akashic Tarot readings asked very specific questions, like on Valentine's Day, we asked about relationships and so on and so forth. And I really wanted to ask for everyone, not just those of you who are studying mediumship, but for everyone, I wanted to ask the cards this week, how can we get to know Spirit better? How can we learn to communicate with them more easily? And this is for absolutely everyone. For those of you that are studying mediumship and spirit communication, this type of thing will be helpful to you. But for those of you that aren't, don't forget that you have a whole clan full of people, a tribe full of people who want to be helpful to you, and they can be more helpful to you if you assist them in getting their messages across to you, which means you have to listen and you have to open your inner eyes and your inner mind to them, and you have to make a determination and a discipline to do so and a commitment to do so. I mean, imagine if each one of us were to walk through our physical lives and tell every one of our friends and accountants and business helpers or whatever, no, I don't want to talk to you ever. I mean, that's just the silliest thing when we have friends and lovers and accountants and business helpers on the spirit side of life who are just as interested in helping us, and they can even see around the bend of time easier than we can. So let's make a commitment to connecting with Spirit. And that's one of the reasons why this week for our Akashic Tarot reading, I asked the cards to tell us, how can we get to know Spirit better? And guess what? The cards did so. So let's take a look, and don't forget, this reading is for everybody who's viewing this, whether you are a professional medium or, especially in this question, just somebody who would like to know Spirit a little bit better. And here's what we've got this week. The first card that we got out was Loving Elementals. And you can see that, first of all, it's the elements because they're the elementals. So it shows us that this card is showing us first that we can use the elements to connect with Spirit. And right in the front of the foundation of this card is this stream, this water. And water is the element that helps us connect to spirit. So water is very fluid. It's very spontaneous. And what we want to do is give ourselves permission to have a very fluid interaction with spirit. When you meditate, close your eyes. Don't think about the structure. Just go into your imagination, which is the right brain where you image and where spirit talks to you. And let there just be a dialogue with start out with just feelings, because water is also feelings. And that takes us to, of course, the elementals are very playful creatures of the elements. And there's a little child here looking at and noticing and the playfulness of the elementals. And so this first step that the cards are telling us is to approach with a very fluid, liquid, back and forth. We can ebb and flow in our dialogue with spirit, feel the feelings, share the feelings, but also take a very playful approach. Get out of your structures. Don't go into your left brain. Children never think about, what does this sound like? Am I going to sound right? Is this going to be good? Is this going to be bad? Is this going to be a good representation of how strong my mediumship is, or anything like that? Children don't care about that. And guess what? Neither does spirit. Spirit wants only your contact and your touch. So what you need to do, what we all need to do, is move into our inner child, move into the mind of our inner child, and ask no questions, doubt nothing. Let the inner child, the playfulness and the fluidity of contact with spirit. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes and move into a moment of spirit. Do this now. And just feel your child wake up to spirit's playfulness. And just to close your eyes now and take a moment. Simply notice the elementals around you. And you might have a sense of light or a lightness of being to your left or to your right. But notice how when you have your eyes closed and open with a playful heart, that spirit can approach and bring you this fluid back and forth sense and expression of love. So very well, open your eyes again. And now we move into the next card, which is the Journey card. That's this one right here. We can see this beautiful Renaissance port with all the ships and the tender ships that are taking the people and their luggage to the larger ships. And this shows us that while our first step right now might be to let go of structure and go into our inner child and move in into the spirit with a fluid, very spontaneous nature. This one shows us that actually there might be a journey coming. And it might not, just because it's in the next card, it could be the next month, but it could be something you find out about in the next month and make plans for later in the year. But this shows that there is a journey where you can actually maybe find some place that you will take a class, or a journey to a place where you might have had a past life experience, where you've known a stronger connection to spirit. But just know within the next 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to know about or hear about a potential journey that takes you closer to spirit. Give yourself permission to investigate going on that journey. Even if it's an inner journey, maybe it's an online course, but it's a journey of mind and heart, a shamanic journey that takes you to a deeper place of spirit. But be aware that some type of journey and learning is coming to your awareness in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, and then that's followed by the waterfall reversed. Again, we have a picture of water. And water is the flow of the astral energy. Emotional energy, certainly. But if you take that emotional energy to a higher experience, you'll see that it's astral energy as well. But in this case, we have the waterfall reversed, which of course, water doesn't fall up. Water falls down. And so this tells us that in our next step, after we open to the child within us and feel the elementals all around us, that we have to stay clear out of blocking any flow with doubt or questioning. When the waterfall is reversed, there is a lack of movement or a blockage of the natural flow in the experience about what you're talking. And so this is an important time for you to recognize that if any doubt comes up for you in an intuitive question that you ask, let yourself trust the perceptions that you have. Because if there's anyone that is preventing you from connecting with spirit right now, it's the own backup of thoughts, questions, doubts, measurements. And we want to just, as if we were a waterfall breaking through a dam. We want to break through that dam, and we want the things to flow to us without impedance of any doubting. That's the center card. So this is the central message of everything that we're getting in our stepping towards spirit with this Akashic Tarot reading. Okay, so no doubting. Let it flow without any impedance whatsoever. And then we move into the Oracle of Delphi. I love this card. She has both her hands, her palms are opened up and lifted, and she's opening up to the communication with spirit. But if you notice, and this is true at the Oracle of Delphi in Greece, at Delphi in Greece, that there is a fissure in the ground. And through that fissure, gas comes up. And that was true in the time of the Oracle. It might even be true now. I'm not certain. I'd have to look that up for you. But there was a gas fissure there for many, 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 many years, and indeed centuries. So there we have the element of air, the gases, the ethers, the airs of the spirit mind coming toward the Oracle. And she allows herself to, on the air, on the wings of the wind, so to speak, she allows spirit to present herself with some of the images and ideas. So let's take a moment to go into our spirit mind and close your eyes for just a moment to respond to what this card tells us. So close your eyes for just a moment and take a deep breath and imagine yourself moving into the mind of your spirit. The mind of your spirit that also has the vision of your spirit. So let yourself just imagine spirit now showing you a symbol. It could be a very simple symbol. It might be a key, a question mark. It could be a color. Let yourself notice any symbol that comes to your visual inner awareness or your conceptual inner awareness, and just notice what it is. And don't go into your left brain interpreting it. You can do that later. But now, imagine yourself holding your left hand, the receiving hand, open, palms up. And now Spirit gives you a gift. Let yourself see, sense, and immediately, just immediately, like the clicking of your finger, let yourself get a sense of the gift that they hand to you in your open left palm. You might see an object, you might feel an energy, you might get a ball of light and color. Whatever it is, let it happen for you, trusting everything because we're no longer blocked here. And let yourself remember everything that happened for you, and come on back and take a look at the cards. Open your eyes and take a look at the cards. Now you notice in the Oracle of Delphi, once she opens to the mind of her spirit and gets the images placed in her vision and in her hand, she shares, she speaks what she gets, and the priest takes the notes and sometimes offers interpretations. So when we're done with this lesson today, make sure that you take out a journal and learn and write down some of the key words of what happened for you, all right? And just let yourself have a sitting of what you experienced in the symbol, the gift that Spirit gave you, and that type of thing. Okay, so moving further and continuing to break through the blocks here, because of course we have to break through the blocks of any doubt in order to trust and see. And now we move into, and by the way, guys, like I say every single time, I never prearrange the order of the cards or whether or not the cards are upright or reversed. This is exactly as they came, and it seemed so relevant and connected to the question we have. So right here, the last card out is the King of Forces, and you can see the king there and all of the animals and the nebulous forces, the nebulae forces in the sky. And of course, water flows through here too. Isn't it funny that we have water in every single card except for the ones where we're looking at the ethers and the air? So water is a very foundational principle when we are talking to spirit. But this is much more than water, because this is the king of all forces, all energy. And this is also could include, if lightning were an element, that would be in the king of forces and the suit of forces. Notice too how all of these different animals stand around him. There is a connection here to kindredness of spirit between humanity and nature and animal life. All we have to do is open ourselves to the power, the very vibrant, radiant, incandescent power of the God within us, in order to make a connection to that which exists outside of us. So take a moment and close your eyes now, and let's take this step. And as you close your eyes, take a deep, deep breath and allow yourself to fill yourself with the word force and energy. Take another deep breath and fill yourself with divine power, those words, those very vibrations, those very beings. Divine power fills you. And you can feel almost as if the universes move within you, and there are stars and clusters and nebulae within you. You are filled with light and incandescent force and energy. And the God that drives everything and cell is within you, and indeed is you. And as you open to the element of power and force, first, let yourself feel that energy spread out from you, and notice how you connect to the animals in your life and to the animals in nature. And just take a moment to feel a connection to those animals. It's almost as if they can tell you how they feel. You are so connected to them. You sometimes have a difficulty feeling where you stop and they start. Just feel that for a moment. All of the animals in nature, the animals around you. And there you are, still filled with the force and the power of incandescent divine light and energy. And now let that energy connect you to the all of nature and its components, the trees, the mountains, the streams, the skies, the stars. And there you are, filled with the energy and light and power of all of nature. And you can feel that connection. Just take a moment to feel it. Don't go into your left brain saying, what am I supposed to feel? Just feel the energy, the strength of the mountains, the movement of the rivers, the growth of the grass and the flowers and the trees. That's you. That's them. That's us. And keeping your eyes closed now, take a deep breath. And as you have connected with the animals and nature, all of the divine force and energy that is around you completely and filling you completely opens the door to everyone in spirit around you. And all those who love you, grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, animals, pets that are in the spirit world, all of your higher guides, all of those around you, your ascended masters with whom you have worked for lifetimes, all come to represent themselves and know you and reach out to you from the spirit world into you and to you through the energy that you feel. We are all one. Nature, animals, the stars, and spirit. Feel the gathering of great company around you and feel their light almost reflect back on you, just as your incandescent light flows out from you, theirs reflects back to you. And it is a dialogue of power. Don't look for any information here. Just feel the force and the gentle power of Spirit's presence and embrace for just a moment. Very well. Now take a very deep breath, and with your exhalation, let yourself go of that inner awareness. Start to bring yourself back. Bring yourself back to the room in which you're sitting. Bring yourself back to this moment, this time. And thank yourself for having this experience of the spirit world. You have given yourself the opportunity to see a symbol, to feel the power, to see and sense a gift from spirit, to break through doubts and obstacles, and to play in the world of spirit. So let's take another look at our line of cards here. How do we reach the spirit world? We flow in a spontaneous motion, in a give and take with spirit, and let all of our adulthood go. Move into that inner child and play with spirit. We get ourselves ready to go on a journey, an inner journey, as well as a very likely an outer journey that takes us to our place or even a class that helps us learn to be with spirit more. And the more we open to spirit, the more we must confront our doubts and anything that we allow to block our spontaneity. No structures, no doubts, nothing that would keep the flow of spirit from our lives. And when we do that, what happens to us? Well, we give ourselves the chance to go into the element of air, the mind of spirit, and see a symbol from spirit and perceive a gift from spirit. And after we do that, we can even open ourselves to the very forces of God, which is the force of nature, the forces of the universe, the forces within you, and the forces of spirit. We are all together in absolute at one-ment. There is no division. And when you put yourself in that at one-ment, spirit becomes known to you in very absolute ways. So allow yourself to take these processes into your experience and let yourself connect with spirit. See if you can do it every single day, even just for a few minutes, 5 minutes even. Open with your heart. Open with the child within you. Open with your eyes, with your energy, even with your body. And let them share with you so that you can have a conscious rapport with them, so that you don't have to just trust that they'll get the message to you even when you're not listening. Spirit is hungry to reach out to you and have you take a moment to be with them. Let yourself do that and notice how you can use the tarot, any tarot, but certainly the Akashic Tarot, to learn how to get in touch with Spirit better, and indeed even learn what the messages are from Spirit. So I thank you very, very much for sharing this wonderful special day. And I hope you all have a beautiful day in connecting with Spirit. This is Sharon Ann Klingler, and I invite you to join me. Oh, I'm going to be coming to New Jersey in a few weeks, and I want to invite you to that. I will also be doing a message gallery from Spirit at the Westlake Unity Church a week from Friday. That's April 13th, I believe. And I would like you to join me there. You can go to StarbringerAssociates.com or my own website, Sharon Klingler, Sharon Ann Klingler. Either one, I think, will get to my site. So join me at our message gallery in the Cleveland area and on the Jersey Shore, where we will be doing a gallery there and a weekend intensive in knowing Spirit better. I'll be in Lilydale the first weekend in May, so you can join me there to get to know how to read the Akashic records. All right. Then, of course, many things to follow. Just come to my website and you can see it all. But most important, come to Spirit. Join with Spirit. They love you, and any device that you use to meet them and know them better will be a joy to you and to them. God bless you, everyone.